I'll just give some dates in case people would like to come to in-person meetings. There's a few coming up. So there's as we were saying, next one is Brighton. So it's the July 17th to 19th over the weekend, Friday to Sunday. Then there's next one after that is August in Amsterdam, which is the 7th to the 9th. I made a mistake on that before, so I've just corrected that thanks to Johan. So it's the 7th to the 9th of August. That's Friday to Sunday as well. September 19th, Saturday, is in Muswell Hill on the afternoon. Then in Folsom, California, I've got 25th to the 27th of September and the 2nd to the 4th of September there. And then lastly, October, I've got the 30th of October to 1st of November. If any of those suit, then please come along. Happy to see you all. Yeah. So I'm just going to say a few words as I usually do to begin. There's not much to say really, as ever, because this is already complete. This is already everything and nothing. That's the wonder of this. It's already enough. It's already done. Whatever you want to, just however you want to describe that. There's nothing to find. That's the relief. There's nothing to find. The freedom. There's nothing to find. All of that seeking and striving is completely and utterly pointless. Not that anyone can do anything about that. Me is just an apparent mechanism, a kind of thing that apparently goes round in a circle. But all there is just this. That's the song of me, that apparent mechanism, that apparent seeking to try to find something. That's just what apparently happens, what seems to go on, is that. But all the while there's nothing happening. There's just this. This is all there is. And so, we can talk around that, and then, me will want a little story, what I call a kind of commercial break. It'll want a break, because this is not enough for me. This is just apparently boring for me. What is boring for me. There wants to be stimulation. There wants to be somewhere to get to. The next thing, and the next thing. There's nothing outside of that whirl that apparently goes on there. There's nothing outside of that. There's just this. So that's what's so spectacular in a way, and that's what can't be explained. Is that simplicity of what is. It's striking that it's just so simple, that it's always this. It's always been this. There's never been any different. But me can go on an apparently huge epic story around and around and around. And this is what is expressed here has got nothing to do with words. It's got nothing to do with getting the words right or having a kind of conversation about non-duality. There's no such thing as non-duality. There's just what is. Non-duality is just turned into an object by me. There's just nothing and everything. It's just what is. This is the end of seeking. Anyway, all questions and comments and things are very welcome, and very happy to see you all. Anita, sorry, you already there.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for organizing these meetings.
Of course, yeah. Yes. Pleasure.
Yeah, in a way, I'm quite confused, and then you can say the confusing is it, but I am in a way I don't know how to ask the question.
Take your time.
So it has to do with limits.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there was a speaker. He told me, Anita, you were giving up projection, and I don't know. I'm quite confused about that.
So can you say that again? The giving up reaction.
So I'm. It's. So I guess everyone has his own or her limits. So then there are boundaries.
Well, apparent, yeah. I mean, nobody has those, but there is apparent limits of a body, or is that what you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah.
So then, when you put a limit, then there is no projection. There was a friend saying, Anita, you are projecting, but I'm quite confused about that.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, projection can it can go on. I mean, me is a constantly projecting, if you like. Me is a constantly projecting. What it imagines onto the world, if you like. It's constantly in that projection.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what apparently goes on with me. But I mean, that's so what in a way. It's just what goes on. It doesn't matter at all. It's not important. It's just what goes on. Me constantly is in a way projecting that there is a subject here and an object over there. It's always creating two-ness, no matter what goes on. It's always about two-ness. It's just what goes on, me, doing that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks for that. And then it seems to be difficult to feel everything.
Oh, it's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. No one can feel everything.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as there is someone, everything is what is just apparently hidden.
Yeah.
Because me is always trying to obtain everything. It sees everything and nothing as an object that it has to obtain. It can never be found. This can never be found. This is just unknowable. That's the wonder of this, is that it is a melting into unknowableness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that knows anything here. That's the weird thing about this kind of conversation, is that there's always an assumption that there's something here that is in not knowing something, and something over there that doesn't know something. This is a complete projection of me. There's nothing that knows anything. There's no knowing.
No, yeah. Mm-hmm. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Hi, Lauren.
Hi, David.
Hi.
Hi. When you talk about the end of seeking, what's the difference between that and just naturally going toward, health?
Well, I mean, going towards health is not something that anyone does. Nobody goes towards health. That body just goes towards pleasure and away from pain. It doesn't know anything else. There's nobody doing any of that. It just does it. It's instinctive. No one is needed for health.
So, like, I have a medical note to allow me to be working from home 2 days a week because my office is so stressful. And it's sort of like, I don't see it as a medical condition. I see it as like natural, that it would be
Yeah,
unnatural. It would be unnatural to
yeah,
sit in that place like 5 days a week.
fine. Yeah, sure, totally.
Right?
Yeah.
And
You've just
it's
got a doctor's
just,
note that confirms that.
yeah, exactly. It's funny. Um, and I just was thinking in your introduction about whether there's any difference between, the me made world and the natural reality.
Well, I mean, all that there apparently is a difference is that there is there is the apparent illusion that there is someone here and there is someone there. It is all based on the idea that there is someone at the center of that world, and everything that then gets everything that comes out of that is about there being a subject and an object, and on and on and on. It's the same. It's dualism. Me is
Mm-hmm.
dualism, and me is also time.
Yeah. Well, looking at a beautiful movie like Winged Migration. I don't know if you've heard of that one, but it's all the birds and their migratory paths.
Mm-hmm.
It came out like 10 years ago, and it's got symphony orchestra accompaniment. It's just like a work of art. And I love to play that for my toddler. And I just think about how it's so much, I don't know, it's just, it's somehow more pristine than, um, a bunch of robot birds. Um, Even though they needed a robotic camera to do the film, um, there
I mean,
seems to be something.
what you're talking about
Yeah.
is sort of preference. You're talking about there's a preference there for non-mechanical birds, and whatever. That's fine. Preference is fine. There's nothing right or wrong about that. Just to say, it's just what's going on.
So, in the potential, in the plastic wasteland of like what humans are tending to create, not all humans and not everywhere, but certainly a large, portion of human behavior is sort of destroying nature, it seems. Like that.
I mean,
That's the me doing that. But the me is just no different than a duck, is what you're saying.
well, there's there is no difference between anything. I mean, there is all there is energy. This is energy appearing. All there is energy. So there's energy appearing as plastic wasteland, and there's energy appearing as ducks and various flying animals or whatever it is. It's just energy appearing, and there is obviously preference, lots of preferences towards one thing or another thing that goes on. So what?
Mm-hmm.
It's just what happens.
Well, and going back to that health thing, there's something in the natural body of any animal. There's a nervous system that seems to, have the potential for like a threat response or whatever is the absence of that. And I've just been hearing a lot lately, people saying, since COVID, there's this like higher level of anxiety. And
Well, I mean, there's all kinds of stories going on. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like a story, and it also seems plausible. Like if there had maybe, but after Second World War, it might have been the opposite, that all of a sudden there was a big relief. And I just thought, I guess it's just energy, so it doesn't matter, but it seems like there is more than just a preference, but like an objective goodness to things
Yes.
being. Yeah.
There is no objective goodness. Okay, there's no goodness or badness. This is all me. All there is what is. And then there can be a real dislike of what is. There's a complete, real, moving away from whatever, plastic bottles or whatever it is that goes on. But there is no objective goodness. All there is just what is. There's just this. There's just energy. And it's very interesting that when there isn't any of that kind of good or bad or whatever it is that's going on, then it's just then they're just being what is, plastic bottles or whatever it is just okay. It's not a personal attack of any kind. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of story in
Right and wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. And in conservation and all of these sort of arenas, there's a huge amount of story around that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unconditional is unconditional. This is unconditionally neutral.
And there's no location, there's no,
of course not,
dimension.
No. Where would it be?
Uh-huh. You sound like the Mad Hatter.
Oh, well, yeah. I just don't have a hat, but that's all. Yeah.
So then how do you lose the me?
Well, there is no one. There is no how. there's nothing here that can say anything about that. This is not an instruction manual or something like that. This is not a way or a method or whatever it is. This is just an expression that is coming out, pointing out that all there is what is. All there is this. It's of no help at all. This is of no help.
Wow, somehow that seems crushing, actually.
Yeah.
But in a good way, though. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Mark and Margaret. Hi.
Hi, David.
Hi, it's Margaret. Yeah. Sorry, Margaret. Yeah.
Just in light of what you were saying there, I have it's like an idea or a notion that if I'm sick, it's better, it's more virtuous kind of to use natural medicine than to be taking pharmaceuticals, drugs. Is that, in your opinion, is that true, or is that just?
No, it's a preference. It's a preference that there can be movement towards one or the other, and often that body will respond in a particular way.
Yeah.
If there's something that's taken and it feels good, then that's what it is.
Yeah.
There's no virtuosity here. This is absolutely unconditional. There's no variation in that.
Okay. So it makes no difference whether I'm up like boiling miso soup or taking prescription medicines, really.
Well, it makes no. There's no. What you're talking about is a virtuosic difference. No,
Yeah.
of course not. That's totally. There's no possibility of that at all. But that body will have preference for one thing or another thing. Naturally.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, pleasure. Wonderfully, there's no virtue. Isn't that amazing? Oh, fantastic.
So that means there's no vice either then?
No voice?
No vice?
Vice. Ah, no,
Yeah.
absolutely. No sins. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, totally. Yeah, this is the end of sin.
Hey.
Yeah, of course. Hi, Johan. Thank you for your assistance.
Oh, most welcome. Most welcome. Would you say that the story of me always has a happy end?
The story of me is a total disaster. It is what's the word?
Train wreck.
Yeah. But I mean, ultimately it's like it's a story which is about unrequited love. It's a story of unrequited love. Yeah.
So the end of that story would be happy in contradiction with the story itself, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, the end of me
The end of
is
me.
is the end of that apparent storyline that goes round and round,
Yeah. An old manager of mine used to say, in the end, it's okay. If it's not okay, it's not the end. And I think he was more right than he ever thought he was. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's okay for no one. It's not anybody's okay. But yes, there is in a way you could say that. But nobody has that. It's not an experience.
It's neutral and okayness as such. Yeah.
Tragedy, that's the word.
Tragedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got there in the end.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm.
So every death would be a happy end in a way.
Well, I mean, happy is a kind of very weird kind of word there, but I mean, it is the end. It is the end of sufferance in that way.
Mm. Yeah. Okay.
Best word I can use is relief. It's nobody's relief, but it is an apparent relief. It's a let go of in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes one may be fooled by some kind of contraction.
Well, I mean that's
fall free again, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that apparently that contraction is that quality of me. That's the sense of separation in a way.
But it doesn't need to be a me for there to be a contraction of the body and all.
Oh no, I mean if you're talking about sort of like muscles contracting and relaxing or whatever it is, no, I mean that's going on all the time in a way. But this is some kind, in a way, what we're talking about is a quality of contraction which is nebulous.
Yeah. For instance, also maybe financial worries or stuff like that. And those contractions, in my experience, have a component in the body as well. If there's kind of a fear or a contraction, but that can fall free then. In a way, once it's again seeing that there's nobody.
Well, I mean,
to keep that going.
There can still be anxiety that goes on. Yeah, anxiety can still be what goes on.
Yeah. But
not really about stories anymore. Not really about that sort of thing. There can be anxiety, but it's not really. It's not the same.
Yeah, it can't get a foot on the ground anymore. Thank you, David.
Yeah, sure. Ileana, hi.
Hi, David. It's lovely to see you and see Betty.
You too.
Thank you. I used to listen to this guy called Alfred Aiken, who was a spiritual healer. And Lauren's question about, well, how do I get rid of the me? Reminded me of Alfred saying, it's like trying to get how do I get rid of this Eiffel Tower hanging on my nose?
Wow. Yeah.
There isn't one,
I got you, right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah, you sure.
And I don't mean to negate the longing or the relief or anything like that, but it's as hopeless as removing the Eiffel Tower from your nose because
it's an illusion. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an illusion. There isn't anyone, and it's the end of an illusion. So how does that's not something that can be done.
Least of all by a me. Yeah. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, Jackie.
Hey, David.
I see.
At the risk of looking stupid, I was at a wonderful camp this last 5 days, and they were talking about the evolution of human consciousness.
Oh my God.
I know, but it like I did, the thought popped up, there seems to be what's the word? Can I say it? Proliferation of non-duality speakers, like radical non-duality speakers, mainly from Tony or whatever, but it just seems to be kind of multiplying. And it just, the thought came like, oh, I wonder if that's, is that significant that there's, does it mean something that there's, at this time, there's I know that's all,
Well, it only seems to be multiplying, I have to say. Yeah, I don't know whether there's there are a lot of people that talk about this kind of thing, but this isn't about words.
Well, I suppose, but there seems to be more and more people where the self is, the illusion collapses.
That's what I mean. There seems to be. For me, there aren't that many people that are actually expressing this in a way that I recognise here, that this sort of recognises as what is felt. So it's not. I don't necessarily get a sense that there's so many people that are suddenly, just expressing this in the way that it's expressed. Like Tony, for example, it's different. So I mean, there are a lot of people that are apparently talking about this, yes, but so what?
Yeah.
So what? I mean, there's no point is about what you were trying to say about the evolution of consciousness. There is no meaning in anything. The idea that somehow means that we're coming to or whatever. I mean, it's all part of a big story. That's just a story. There is no world. There is just this. There's just immediacy. Everything else is really just a story about trying to get somewhere called a spiritual state of consciousness or whatever. So it's about getting somewhere. It's about becoming. Even that idea is about becoming awake, awakened. It's all an idea.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of a story of the me. The me energy is like say it's a tragedy, and it it seems to be kind of like causing a lot of trouble in the world.
Well, there's a lot of tension there. Yeah.
So then maybe the story of the me's going to kind of self-destruct completely, but out of that destruction there's going to be this blossoming of loads of non-duality.
Yeah, well, it's a nice story.
I quite like that story.
It's a nice story, yeah. I mean, there's plenty of them. You've got the nice fluffy ones, and then you've got the kind of awful stories, and you've got everything in between, and they're all stories.
Yeah.
All there is this. There's just this.
So sorry to labour the point, but so you wouldn't say, and I think I'm labouring it because I thought I heard Tony say something like this, so I blame him. But that there is some kind of build up.
No, there is a obviously me is an extremely apparently in the apparent world. It's an only appearance, but in the apparent world there is a kind of frustration that seems to be accumulating and erupting in different places. I would call them little eruptions that go on. It's like volcanic eruptions. There's one in Ukraine, one somewhere else, wherever, and it's like a purging of that energy that seems to be going on there. But all of that is all of that essentially is a commercial break.
Yeah, and again,
There's
I
just
think
this.
it's that wanting to know as well. Like, come on, David, surely you can tell us something about the future.
Yeah, well, and that's it.
So
And
that we
that's the
can,
idea of that whole thing that me wants to get into that story, is that it's trying to find something at the end of the rainbow.
or trying to know,
And believing that there's something
predict.
here that knows that and that is a predictive element. There's nothing here that knows anything. It's like talking to the cupboards, as I've said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah. Yeah. So wanting to believe that there's a better outcome for humanity from this relative standpoint.
Well, yeah. Well, that's it. It's the tragedy. Remember, that's the this is the tragic story of me. And so what me then wants is to find the end of that tragedy. It wants a different story. It wants a better story.
But what just you saying that, it's like but that's not true. Like that's the me story, but from that perspective,
it's just the story.
Tragedy.
No, there is no. Well, no, there's just what is.
And there's no labeling of that as tragic.
No, it's just. I mean, that is the. Well, it is tragic in the sense that what is longed for can never be found by me. What is longed for in that way, me is trying to find something and it can't be found. So there is an apparent tragedy in that, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
But it's not just like, it's a tragedy that can't be found. Like it feels like it's a tragedy that what the me does out of that frustration,
sure,
is a tragedy, and it's kind of strange to have any human sort of sitting there saying, like just the phenomenally different perspective of, from a relative point of view, looking at what's happening and like, oh my God, it's all going to shit, and so many people are struggling and suffering, and yet from that reality or that perspective, and whatever, the no one, the absolute, whatever you want to call it, like it's not a problem, that there's no it's not seen as tragic what the me is doing.
Well, it's there's just what is. There can't, whether there is extreme situations that are going on or not. All there is still what is. It doesn't. In that sense, there's no difference. It's just very extreme and very difficult situations, and other situations which are not like that at all.
But it feels like almost like you're saying, and maybe this is what you're saying, like, and that's all equal. Like it doesn't matter.
Well, nothing matters. But all there is what's apparently happening. All there is this.
But surely there's a preference still.
Oh, there's absolutely a preference, no doubt. It's very clear that if there are bombs dropping, there is a huge preference not to be around where that is going on, for sure.
And not like even people you don't know. Not just, like there's a preference for other people not to be killed by a bomb.
Well, I mean, first of all, there isn't anyone, but there are. But on that point, what you're expressing, of course, there can be, watching of the news or whatever it is, and a response that goes on here. Of course.
Okay, so there's still, because otherwise it like when we started this discussion, it felt like it's kind of inhuman, it's kind of to say like, well, suffering, not suffering, it's all equal,
well, that's
but
not
there's
what I
still a
said. That's,
yeah.
I mean,
Well, that what I'm getting now is no, it's not that it's all equal, but there's still preferences for pleasure, not pain. There's that.
there's
basic.
always that's going on all the time. Nobody's doing that.
It's not that you become indifferent to pain.
Well, of course not. No.
Yeah,
Of course
okay.
not.
I think that's where I was getting kind of yeah, confused or whatever. Yeah,
there's always preference. Preference is constantly going on.
Yeah, that doesn't disappear, and you become sublimely neutral about whatever. Don't give a shit. I mean, I know there is like, who cares, because there's no one there, but there's still a preference for. Anyway, sorry, I'm repeating myself. So I get
what's going on is that you're trying to work this out, and it can't be worked out. It can't be understood. There's not anyone that can understand. There being no morality in the way that me is attempting to structure the world. There isn't any morality, but there is preference that seems to go on. There is attraction and repulsion. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sounds clear.
Sure.
Yeah. Cool.
Hi, Johan.
Yes, David. Yes, there's preference, but on some level, it's irrelevant what that preference is, and that's the big relief, right?
Well, it's no one's. It's just what goes on.
Yeah.
There is nothing that is relevant, or there's nothing that is significant. Let's put it like that. It's nothing that is a significant thing that is somehow more than something else. All there is what is.
Yeah. So in that way, you could say that one wouldn't care about the preference that would occur. It's just that.
No, well, there's nobody. It's immediate. It's just immediate. It's spontaneous.
There's no tinkering about it. It's just what it is.
No, it's just what is. Yeah.
And in that sense, it's neutral, and that's the big relief, I would say.
I mean, there's the big relief is when there isn't anyone trying to analyze anything.
Yeah. But since we're speaking, okay. There's no preference anymore regarding the preferences one has, in a way. Anyway, thank you.
Well, yeah, there's no editorial process of that. There's just what is. That's it. It's just that. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's liked or not liked. That's it.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. Thanks.
Hi, Jackie.
I was hesitate before putting up my hand because I know that I'm, like I'm definitely hanging on to certain,
No
yeah, hanging on
problem.
to things, and I don't like it when you completely slam dunk them, but at the same time, that's kind of enjoy it as well. So no, it's just you're saying about analyzing, yeah, just really noticing, and again, who knows if it's bullshit or whatever, but that there's very little thought goes on, like like I don't question, I don't sort of think what to do, like I just kind of follow along in a way, there's very little, I don't know, I just don't seem to bother thinking anymore, and
Great.
yeah. It's just, yeah, whatever happens, and there's still subject, object, whatever, but there's no that kind of trying to work anything out or make a decision or analyze or evaluate or judge. I mean, I judge other people quite happily, but like judge what's best for me to do. I just think I kind of wait. It's like I seem to just kind of wait until my body does something. Yeah, and yeah, I'm enjoying it. Like there's a real ease, real ease to that. Whatever that is, but just seems to be as some kind of effect of this message and these meetings is it's just that giving up, like not even, but yeah, that there's I don't see my mind as that necessary anymore. It just doesn't really have much to offer, so I don't really take notice of it. And
I mean, this is not suggesting that there is any problem about thinking or there being a sort of weighing up of things or anything like that. The body naturally is that's part of attraction, being drawn to something and being repelled by something else. It's constantly evaluating what's going on. It's just that nobody's doing that. There isn't anyone doing that. That is just what apparently goes on. So there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with thinking or anything like that. There's nothing wrong with any of it. It's just there isn't a center there. There's no center. There's just what seems to happen. Just
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It just seemed, like the body seems to know what it wants to do, and I don't think to kind of look, question that or analyze it, whatever. I mean, whether that's bullshit or whatever, it just feels a lot easier. Like, my life, just there's an ease. It seems to be working out anyway. Like,
great.
And I love, like here, it's ironic because like here, like talking to you, it's like I'm really enjoying kind of analyzing and like because my brain does love doing that. I love philosophy and all that kind of. I love thinking.
Yeah.
But in day to day.
I mean, this isn't a philosophy, of course, but
no.
Yeah.
But yeah, just yeah. Anyway.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you. Anita is asking, can a traumatic energy disappear? So there can be a apparent trauma that goes on, and then that body, if there's me, that quality of contraction there, then it's going to be my trauma. So that's in a way the difference. There can be trauma in a traumatic tension in the body, but when it's my trauma, then it turns into something which is about my story, and it becomes something which is about something that happened to me, and all about how I can resolve that trauma or whatever. Other than without me, there's just what seems to go on. There can be tension in the body associated with trauma. There can be scarring, if you like, of the body associated with trauma. That can be there, but it's not inner bodies, and therefore it doesn't get fed in the same way. It doesn't get held and go round and round and round in the same way that when there is someone that can be a defining quality, my trauma.
Yeah, thanks, David. Yeah. In a way, I can see it's not mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not mine. But yeah, yesterday I couldn't walk. So.
Yeah. It can be very painful because there can be a huge amount of pain, but yeah, when it is my pain, in a way that pain becomes magnified. It's mine. It's my story. It's my pain, and that's heavy. Seems to be quite a heavy quality somehow. When there's just pain, there's just pain. It's just what is.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Sure. Hi, Lauren.
Hi, David.
Hi.
I'm just wondering about your thoughts on, whether there's anything to this. When there's like a concern I have for my daughter, I can sometimes think that my attitude toward that concern will impact, the outcome. If I'm like scared, then it could make it worse. Or if and it's kind of like along the lines of manifestation or things like that, sort of magical thinking.
It's a story. All of that is a story. Yeah. It's okay. It's just a story.
And so, like, when you throw a pebble into or a stone into a pond, there's going to be ripples. If there's something that happens, then there's an energetic response, which may be in the form of thoughts.
This is a story. You're telling me a story now.
Am I? Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, that's okay. There's no problem about that. It's just this happens and then this happens and then this happens and then do you see what I mean? It's like it's a theorem.
It's a theory, yeah.
Yeah.
Or a model.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, so that's just completely.
Well, that's just what it is. It's a story. All there is, in the meantime, all there is this. This is what's being expressed here. Is there's just immediacy. This. Screens, cups, walls, all that stuff,
Yeah. It's really funny that when some speakers clap, they say, there's just this. And then I think, what is it about the clap? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, well, I don't have any magical claps, unfortunately. Sorry about that. I leave that to other apparent speakers. They have more magic in their claps than I do.
Yeah, they can clap just perfectly. Yeah, no, it resonated more to just refer to whatever this is. Like,
well, this can't be expressed. I can't express what this is at all. You know, waving my hands around is just a ridiculous, you know, bullshit. There's no way of being able to express this. This is all there is. It's everything and nothing. So there doesn't matter how that's kind of, you know, whatever the thing is that it goes on. It doesn't matter. It's not going to yield anything.
Yeah.
This is really, really simple, and just doesn't. There's no story involved. That's the wonder of it. That's the relief. There's no story. It's just this.
Can I try one more time?
Oh yeah, no, as many times as you like.
Okay. So it's like if there were glasses, if I was wearing glasses, then like scientifically, anything that I looked at would have the smallest amount of, you know, an aspect of the glass that I'm looking through. Like the actual image that I'm seeing would be on some, even if like minute level, impacted, especially if they weren't like perfectly clean, right? So there would be something about those glasses that was impacting what was being seen. And I feel like the idea that there is a model, or the like the fact of a model springing up is like that as soon as there's anything, that there is a model for it.
Yeah, it's a project. It's me projecting its story on what is. It's a constant projection. So whatever it is, it can be a scientific story, it can be a whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the story is. All there is just what's appearing.
Like a context. There's a context. I can't really wake up in the morning without a context of.
Yeah. Well, me's right at the beginning of the morning. It's like, right, let's tell the story again. Okay, and then the whole of the story, you know, the whole of the apparent whole of the story of humanity is told each day, over and over again.
But what about even just, you know, like knowing how to open the shade or something, like even if it's not a meaningful story.
No, that's not a story. There can just be a response there. That body knows how to open the shade. Where's the story in that? There's no one's needed. This has got nothing to do with you.
So how can you be in this without having a sense of, like, when you say it's everything and nothing, that's what I feel like there's something blocking me from being able to see that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's awful forget it. If you don't like that, don't worry about it. I don't like it either. It doesn't make any sense at all. It's a paradox. How about this? All there is unknowableness. Is that better?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All there is unknowableness. It's the same. It's not, there's not going to be something that is brought up here where there's going to be a solution to me's problem. There is no solution. This can never be solved. Me's apparent problem can never be solved. It is absolutely unsolvable.
So what is this without a me?
It's all there is.
And it just goes on forever?
There is no forever. There's just this. It's just immediate. All there is immediacy. There's no life. There's no death. There's just what is.
How can there not be a border?
Well, I mean, how can there not be a border? There's no answer to that. There's just this. Me wants something defined. That's why it wants a border, an edge, something to hold on to. This is free fall.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Anita.
Yeah, it sounds like this immediacy is it's totally meaningless.
Yeah. Totally meaningless, yeah. I like that.
So then it doesn't matter what's happening.
Well, it's just what there's nothing matters. No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you. Is that I can't. Lauren, did you? I want to ask something else, or is that? Is your hand still up from before? I think maybe it's still up from before.
Sorry about that.
That's fine. No, that's fine. Margaret, Mark.
Yeah, hi David.
Hi, Mark. Hi. How you doing?
Yeah, you mentioned relief there, and you know the strive for relief is very intense.
Yeah,
You know,
well, you never get it, when you want it.
So that, I suppose, that is what searching is, really, isn't it? Is that what searching is? I don't know. Is it? But I mean, there's always there's a constant, like, you said you get up every day and you sort of restart the whole thing, and it's just an incessant drive for relief, and it doesn't seem in any way quenchable, is that it? Or,
Yeah. No, it isn't. It can't be quenched. This is a thirst that can't be quenched.
Yeah. But it, is, of course, I know that's often in teachings and all this where knowledge comes in and all of that, you go around the circle and you still haven't got it. But it's it's awful at times. I mean, that search for relief,
Yeah.
it's just so strong. I mean, and it's all different stages of life. appears in different forms, and then moving on to another. Like, I'm about to retire in the next couple of months, and I think, oh well, this will be it, and this will be that, and blah 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 blah. It never stops. So it's fascinating in its relentlessness.
Well, yeah, it is. There can be a relentlessness, but but also, me considers itself to be very resilient and completely impervious. That it can't be, it's just that like that. It's just in, like that, and it just apparently will go on forever. That's what me imagines.
Yeah.
Yeah, it believes that it is in a very strong position.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is on the thinnest of ice at all times.
Yeah. But it's a bit like, the dog chasing the bus. If it ever caught the bus, it wouldn't know what to do.
It will never know what to do with this. It will never know what to do. This can't be understood or claimed by anyone.
Mm. Mm.
When there is no seeking, this is just what's left.
Mm. Yeah. But that strive for relief, I mean, and strive for comfort, and that, movement from pain, physical pain or emotional pain, and that search for relief, it seems to take, certainly, it can take you all sorts of cul-de-sacs. And it's unstoppable. I mean, it's like, I've attended, retreats and stuff like that I know are absolute nonsense, but I'll still go. Such is the desperation for relief.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, there's something recognized that, this is all, So you have some guy up the top of the room and he's reading what is absolute, yeah.
Yeah, sure, but I mean,
He'll sit there in the search for relief. It's just a totally contradictory struggle.
Anything is better than nothing.
Yeah,
for me.
Like that.
Yeah.
Anything's better than
So
nothing.
I'll have a commercial break at any time, as long as I don't have to listen to what is, just this. Just this is like, let's just not have just have a bit of that, but then let's get back to the commercials, for God's sake. Yeah.
So when you're saying the commercial break, that's the distraction from you.
Yeah, it's constant distraction. There's me doesn't want to hear this.
Yeah,
it doesn't want. This is the last thing that me is interested in listening to. And that's a bit of a strange thing to say, because there isn't any one. Me is I like to call it the me state, because there isn't any one, there isn't anything, but it is just an apparent quality that we're talking about here. But it's not, it does still, what is being expressed here is not anything that apparent contraction wants to have anything to do with. It does not want that. It wants to be, it wants something to it wants a new vacuum cleaner, or or a holiday, or a toothbrush, even, especially electric one,
those fancy ones.
Yeah.
But yet, even though that may be the case, 34 people show up tonight to talk about nothing. It's just incredible.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really beautiful. Yeah.
Mm.
I love it. I love that.
Yeah.
Somehow there's a resonance with what's being expressed. Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
These kind of things that are like all the rest of the time in a talking in the world with people. This is constantly, what's being expressed here is constantly rejected. There's just an openness here to what is, that's quite interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. Thanks, David.
Thank you.
David?
Hi, Laura. Hi.
Hi. You just said that there is just here is just an openness.
Yeah.
What is this here? Is that body we call David, or is it the meeting?
Yes, the meeting, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you said in one of your, I don't know, other talks, you said something like all there is meeting.
Yeah, well, the meeting never ends. Yeah,
exactly.
there's just meeting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a total illusion that there's going to a meeting and then going away from a meeting. I mean, where would you go? There's just this is all there is. No matter where you go, what you do, this is just this.
But I would say that there is a kind of a I don't know how to describe that, but energetically, like the way you are in those kind of meetings, it's in a way energetically clear that it is like, in a way, it's pure. In a way, it's pure.
Oof. Well, I mean...
Well, I don't know the English good word for it. It's not... don't take it too serious. But what I mean is that when I later will meet up with a friend, I'm pretty sure that it will totally feel different, that kind of conversation, than the ones that are happening here.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, in the sense that there's that me is not fed here at all. There isn't anything. Yeah. In that sense, I know what you mean. There's nothing here that is feeding the story.
Because no me is inviting for those kind of meetings.
Well, there isn't anyone here. There's also no one there. But there is the apparent quality of resonance about what is being expressed here, and somehow that is that aliveness is without story. It doesn't have that weight, that heaviness of story. This is light. This is actually quite light. This is what is sensed here, is that what is being expressed here is quite light and it's quite soft. Is the way I would describe that. For me, relatively, in that way, is quite heavy and quite aggressive in a way. So there's a sort of different quality in a way in these kind of communications.
Yes. And also what I never hear from you, and that is very interesting, is this, it's like, I cannot hear an I that tries to describe itself. That's what happens almost anywhere else, is that there is someone trying to describe themselves. It's almost always the time, always around me, myself, and I, in a way, right? It's always around the own story.
My
dad, I did this. I.
Well, I mean, naturally, me has to do that. That's the song of me. It's the song of me. It's like birds chirping around. It's just the song. is perhaps not a very melodic song all the time.
No,
It's a bit like
no.
more like heavy metal than it is like, you know.
Yes,
But
that's
but
like
it is a sort of it is an energy in that form, and that's what it does. Me is just that apparent mechanism of creating that sort of noise. It's a noise.
hmm Yes.
It's just a noise. Just
Yeah.
sound. It's just energy in that form. That's all.
Yeah. I don't feel that it is only a noise. It feels, but yeah, it feels sometimes stronger than that. Yeah.
Well, it's yeah. I mean, when there is yeah, it can be quite well. It can be quite confronting, and yeah, it can feel quite
Yeah.
edgy. Yeah.
Yes, quite. Sometimes I'm like, oh, ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, and then my last word. So I feel like that this is like extremely pleasurable as such. This is so pleasurable, and I have that very often that I feel almost like somehow sad that the meeting is over in a way, right? Like it's like, oh yeah, okay, back to other stuff. But it's like, because this is in a way very pleasurable in a way.
Well,
Anyways.
there can be a huge relief here.
Yeah.
There can be a huge relief that there's nothing's needed.
Right.
Nothing's needed at all. There's just
Yeah.
what is.
Right.
There's nothing required of anyone.
Anyone, exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody has to perform anything.
Yeah.
Nobody has
Because
to
it's got
present
nothing to do with
something.
anyone. There isn't anyone.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so free.
Yeah.
So free. That's so beautiful, free. Yeah. I love it anyways. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And
Yeah. Hi, Lauren.
Hi, David.
Hi.
So the whole exercise of like trying to, make a model or whatever, that's just gonna go on, and it doesn't
Yeah.
make a difference.
No. It's okay. Yeah.
It's just
no problem.
just part of what's happening.
It's just, yeah, me, and very often it's, I mean, you know, it depends on what context the model is being made, you know, but in what I am getting there is that there's a model to try to work out reality, or try to understand what's going on, and that naturally is part of me's the apparent me, what me does. It tries to understand. This is completely unknowable, yet me will definitely try to figure it out and to put a label on it and say this is what is. It is just the nature of me. There's nothing wrong with it.
It's totally neutral.
Yeah, it's totally and utterly neutral. Doesn't matter at all. Me will make that very, very important, and that model very, very vital, as many of the physicists that are around do. They think that what they're doing is very important, and they should be funded in extreme levels. However, this is just all about the importance and the value placed and meaning and purpose that me is all about. There is no meaning or purpose. There's just what's apparently happening.
And whether they were funded or not wouldn't have any significance or meaning.
No.
It would just be what was happening.
Yeah.
at that moment for
Yeah.
no apparent
But
reason.
it's the drive for significance is what I'm talking about. It's the drive for that for there to be something that's I and my theorem is very important. What this is the earthquake in the science lab. Okay? Different version.
Yeah.
Right? It's the same thing. There's a science experiment going on, and then suddenly there's a fucking earthquake. They're having a big conversation about, this is the meaning, we found the meaning of life. And then suddenly there's an earthquake.
I love it when I'm speaking to someone and one of us has some like story that's going on and then an interruption comes and then there's no need to go back.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no need to go back and finish that.
It's like, forget it, yeah. And have you seen toddlers? Toddlers do that all the time. They pick up something and it's like really important, then out the window. Something else is actually, it's gone. Totally gone.
Yeah.
It's absolutely natural.
Yeah. And there's something so refreshing about that. But I think there was a misunderstanding here that in order to live to the fullest, I would have to understand something.
No, yeah. That is the complete misunderstanding, yeah. There isn't, you can't live at all to the fullest or any level. There isn't anyone. So any attempt to try to live to the fullest is just really all about, the reinforcement of there being somebody, if you like, the idea that there is somebody that there needs to live to the fullest. My God, that's a burden to carry around.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be on that track for a while.
Yeah. And fear and sadness and regret and bad things happening, it's all just buying into that meaning, which is natural and unavoidable.
Me is meaning.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Me is meaning. It's another word for meaning, if you like. Me is meaning, me is purpose, me is time. There's nothing happening.
Senses, joy, other feelings.
Well, no, there's not. This is not about opposites. This is just pointing out that me is all of those things.
Okay. Me is meaning. Yeah.
There's no opposites.
I'm trying to picture life without me.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
You're trying to find meaning out of no meaning,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to find freedom, out of no meaning.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Angela.
Hey, David.
Hi.
Thank you. Thank you for creating this space. And thank you to my lovely dear Tara, who invited me as well. This has been very profound, as always, when I'm listening to you, David. You always expand the mind. I'm very grateful for that. I guess my question is beautiful having spaces like this to really remember that we are all one. We're all collectively all part of the universe. But then when you go into the workplace or you're out of settings of like-minded people, how do you integrate that to maintain that sense of calm?
Well, this is not expressing that there is that there is all there is oneness, or that there is. This is what is expressed here is that there is just what's apparently happening. There's just this. There's just immediacy. So this is not a method of trying to get anything or trying to get anywhere. This is just an expression that is describing what is. It isn't a method. It isn't trying to get anywhere. All spiritual teachings or teachings about spirituality, which this isn't. All spiritual teachings are about becoming. They're about getting somewhere. This the wonder of this is that this is already everything. This is already what is.
Which is beautiful. But I guess maybe I'm not articulating it well, is that when you are in the motions, or you're busy, or you're under pressure, it's how do you bring yourself back to?
Well, that's no, you're articulating it perfectly, but the nature of what is expressed here is not helpful at all. This is really unhelpful. It is not suggesting that there is any kind of method at all of doing anything. There is an apparent energy which feels that it should be, calmer or more relaxed or whatever. And what is expressed here is that what is going on is just what is.
You just accept it.
Well, it's not even about acceptance. It's just actually recognizing that there is just what is, and that body will go towards what it likes and away from what it doesn't like.
Yes. Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Anita.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just what is. Yeah. It's it's still difficult to stand up.
If there's pain, there's just pain. That's just what is.
But sometimes it's like, yeah, it's not mine, and yeah, it's painful. Yes, it is. Yeah.
So just to say that whatever is longed for, whatever it is sought to the ends of the earth, It doesn't matter at all. All there is what's apparently happening. All there is immediacy. There's no finding anything. There's no solution that's needed, because there's just this. This is newness. This is aliveness. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love David.
Thanks, David.
Thank you,
See
David.
you soon, guys.
Awesome.
Take care.
Bye.